Hi, friends. Happy Sunday. Happy Valentine's weekend. Hope y'all are having a beautiful start to your week. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. We are joined by the awesome Dr. Steve Drums and Mr. Scott Guitar. I don't know
This,
why I had to bring in your instruments in that moment, but yes, yes.
this is the best intro
Yeah.
ever.
Yay. Welcome.
How's it
Yes.
Yeah,
going,
So
everybody?
how's everyone doing?
Great. Yeah, very excited. Very excited for all the stuff that's in the works. Scott and Tosh, you guys are working hard on all the Kickstarter stuff, which is amazing. The new lyric book is looking really awesome. I'm
dude.
loving some of those, the imagery and the posts and that you've been the sneak previews that you've been posting about. It's looking really cool. It's coming out very Alice to the core,
For
so
sure.
very stoked on
Thank you. Yeah,
that.
it's been a journey. It's been really fun to build this entire lyric art book, and there's
Mhm.
16 songs we're including on there, and it's a lot, So I'm about halfway through, and it takes about a day to do a full page spread, but I'm getting through it, so it'll be done soon, Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such an interesting process to deep dive. On my end, I've been putting together the words, and to revisit like each song. For Scott, he's been putting, all the art together, the visuals, the photos, and it's like, wow, when we look back on it, it's been such a deep journey because we started as Above So Below in 2020. And it's just been this deep journey that it's like you don't really think about it when you're in the middle of the woods, right? When you're traveling through the woods. But then when you get through the woods, you're like, whoa, that was some deep woods, you
Yeah.
know? So,
So many
and
different
yeah,
shoots, photo shoots, video
yeah,
shoots, and all this just
Hmm.
footage and imagery and stuff like that we've collected over the years. And now it's
Yeah.
kind of a look back at all that stuff and yeah, choosing different images to represent different songs, and then obviously enhancing them like you're doing an amazing job, Scott, of all the photo, I guess, the artistic photo work. So it's just coming out awesome beyond what I could have imagined.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a journey. And yeah, Tosh wrote some really cool words for each page as well. So there's like
Very cool.
we've got like sort of behind the music, and yeah, each spread is like it's sort of an artistic representation of the song, but I'm just sort of matching the feeling.
Yeah.
Um, Whatever, like I'm doing my best, but it's coming out cool. So,
So Tasha, it's not
yeah.
just it's the lyrics, which are obviously
Mhm.
really, really cool, but then it's also a little kind of story about the song or a reflection on the song. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Because each song, was its own experience, like making it. I'll give you an example. This is one that Scott just finished putting together because each song is getting its own treatment. But
Hmm.
part of me, I wanted to share the story.
One of
So
my
when we were
favorites.
doing, oh, me too. I mean, it was a magical moment. We were all in Joshua Tree together, writing all this music, and we had like a 10 p.m. curfew where we couldn't make noise. And but we were so inspired. Like we had already just made 3 songs that day, and we're just super just juicy and in the flow. And Steve starts like patting his cymbals because we were like, okay, well, we can't like play full drum set, we can't play full out, but maybe if like we turn everything down. And Steve just starts this jam on his cymbals, and then Gordon and Scott like just started coming up with this beautiful like synth lines, and I was hearing like words and melodies. And so the recording that we put together is that is us creating the song in the moment. Like it was such a in the moment, you know, uh creation. And so yeah, that's why you actually hear the chatter in the background, because that's us chatting with
Sitting
each other
on
as we're making.
couches,
Yeah.
like kind of in a circle, and just putting up microphones and just working it out in real time, and then just pressing record and just letting it flow and happen. And I mean, and we could never recapture that moment. Like if we went back and tried to re-record that or do it in the studio and all that, it would never, we'd never be able to do it. So it's like a real moment in time. And there's just an intimacy to it. And also a real vibe. I mean, we were playing off each other in the moment. We were just listening to each other, the droning bass synth lines. Um, Scott, you know, how the upper kind of, you know, synthy lines kind of grew throughout it. It starts very subdued, and then by the end, it really opens up, and then it comes right
Yeah,
back down to a very minimal kind of a thing. And
yeah,
man, it was just we just captured something there. And it's not one that it's so chill that I don't think it gets a lot of listens, or a lot of people don't know about it as much. But I think people who you know, have dove deep into our music, you know, can recognize it, and it's a true Alice moment, I feel like. So
for sure.
anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. So to
No,
No,
digress, that was totally
no, no.
I actually have something. I could probably even share this, but I was digging around through all the archives because it's part of this project is going through like thousands of digital archives and backups and hard drives, and I found actually a video clip that I think Tosh you shot from the perspective of your phone
Oh,
of me,
wow.
Steve, and Gordon that night recording it, and
Oh,
it's like it
right.
sounds amazing and it looks cool. I could try to
Really?
play it
Oh
really
man,
quick.
that would be cool to
I'll
see
see
that.
if I can do that.
Yes.
I'll have to set it up so that it shows up correctly on OBS through the sharing. But yeah, you guys continue talking and I'll figure it out as I do that.
Well,
Cool.
Yeah.
what you were saying, Steve, I think is really what is the heart of Alice and where we come from, come from with our music and creating it is that it's very organic. It's we create music from the actual like playing of it together. Like I think that's kind of what brings us a lot of joy. Because each one of us will come up with ideas individually, but it's like when we actually come together and we play our parts together and we're like, oh, I'm hearing this thing or I'm hearing this thing. I'm like, it's one of my
Mhm.
favorite things in the world to get to do. And so I think that part of me was really it feels like this is really the heart of what we are.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
you were saying that
Um,
on the lyric book though, we started to talk about the lyric book
Oh,
for
yeah,
part of
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Tangent
No,
Tosh is
we
here. Hello.
huge no, my
Yes,
digression.
yes. No, but yeah, I go into that. Like I go into that story in the
I
lyric
see.
book. And that's, each song has its own like ethos or history. And I don't necessarily approach each song in that way. Some of it, like we go a little bit into the meanings of it or the inspiration behind it. But yeah, that's an example of like the kind of words that are being shared with each song. So like the people that are on the journey for the as above so below journey can actually like experience like yeah, that's a little clip. Yeah. Oh, this was
Oh,
yeah.
magic.
cool.
So just give me a
Yes.
second because it's probably messing up the whole share screen. So I'm just gonna fix that really quick.
So while you're
Uh,
doing that, I just wanted to say howdy, everybody. Thank you so much again for joining us. Um, I'm seeing some very, very sweet shares. Eric Palmer got your Mad Hatter Army shirt and CD today. That's awesome. Thank you so much for ordering that, and I'm so glad it made it to you.
Thank you.
Um, yes.
all right. All right. You ready? I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
hold on. Oh, Psy
Yeah.
Research says, in deep words, may we borrow that, please? Yes, absolutely, it is yours. Yes, and yeah, we can continue, but go ahead and share that, Scott. Yes.
Okay.
Wow. I
Yeah.
have not even seen this. This is awesome.
So this is
Yeah, it
like
was a little.
a little journey. So let's see what we got here. It's only like 40 seconds. That's it.
Cool.
That's it. That's all you get.
But that's just like a little glimpse, and then it grows and
Yeah.
grows and grows from
It's
there.
so
But
cool
that's,
though.
I mean,
Yeah. It sounds like it
that's like
sounds
what,
almost.
probably 1 in the morning or something like that,
Mhm.
and we're just in the middle of the night, just sitting there, I don't know, just vibing, and so cool. So it's great memories.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
might have, that was, trying to remember, was that when we wrote Electrical, during that session, right?
For Dead,
Um,
I think.
oh, For Dead, my bad. For
Yeah.
For
Dead.
Yeah.
Dad,
That's right.
for
Yeah.
Dad. Yeah,
That's
that
right. I
was the day we
remember.
wrote for Dad. It's
Yeah.
Yes,
which is
that's right.
such a dichotomy, right? Like we go from like for Dad, which is much more bombastic and high energy, I think, than Part of
Mm,
Me. But
Hmm.
I
mhm.
think at the peak of the day, I think it was like the peak of the day we did for Dad, and then
That's right.
Part of Me was like the last song for that day.
We were
So
probably, yes, coming down from all that energy and
Oh
aggression,
yeah.
yeah,
and we're just like, we need some, yeah. Very
I think
cool.
we were really excited for Dead too because like I mean the drums were just hitting so hard and we were just like oh my gosh yes like
Hmm.
like we need this song actually I wanted to share Dennis Kaufman is saying, I just wanted to tip my hat to Steve while he is here. Steve, you are one hell of a drummer, par
Oh,
excellence. You are the heartbeat of the band, and I want to thank you for the power you bring.
oh, thank you very much. That's very nice. The very,
That
very
was
kind
awesome.
of you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That's yeah. Love playing with these folks. Everybody here is so inspiring to play with, and we all feed off each other, and it just, yes, it's awesome.
I agree.
Mhm.
Yes, I feel very, very grateful to be in a band where we all like really share just this love and passion for the music, for our instruments, and honestly, it's like a family. So getting to like create with each other over the years has just been such a gift. It's, something that is a true gift to when you find your kindreds in the world and you're like I want to make things and your kindreds are like I like making things too and you get to make things together.
Absolutely.
Yes. um it's so cool we're getting people from all over. I'm seeing Claudio, greetings from Argentina. Hello, that's
Cool.
amazing,
Hi.
Argentina.
thank you.
Awesome.
Let's
Alicia
go
from
there.
Illinois. Yes, let's go to Argentina.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
seeing
go.
Vic from Pensacola, Florida. That's amazing. Oh, I see Tim from Canada, Jesse from Virginia Beach. Y'all, this is amazing. Thank you for
Dude.
meeting here with us in this virtual reality space. I like the idea of the idea that in this particular moment, we are all time traveling together. So we're all in different time zones and spaces, but we're all in this moment together. So, yes, thank you for
Very
being on the.
international
Yes.
times. I mean, watching the Olympics and stuff like that. It's very cool to
Mhm.
I feel like connected with the world right now. Watching oh my gosh, it's
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
cool to see all the different cultures
Oh,
and
dude.
different,
Uh,
I mean, you just realize that we are all human beings, and we are all so similar in so many ways, and it's
Definitely.
I don't know, it's very cool to be engaged in the in the world right now,
Yeah.
but
It's important.
in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exact Approach on Twitch is asking question from nowhere, Pennsylvania, which we love Pennsylvania. That's where Gordon, our bass player, is from. What is your favorite
Pittsburgh.
song of your own? I assume you mean like what
Hmm.
is our own favorite Alice song? Ooh, that's a hard
Favorite
question.
Alice song.
Yeah.
I personally like
Man,
what's the song? Um God, my brain's like totally on the
what's
fritz right
that
now. I'm
one
like, I
song
can't even
that we
remember the
that
name
we
of the
play?
song. I don't know the name of it. Say My Name. That's been a really fun
Oh.
one
Oh,
to
dude, yeah.
play because it's so like
Oh. Yeah.
different every night. It's a new song, brand new, and it's so like that to me is like a pinnacle live song. So, um, That's a fun one. I can't believe I couldn't remember it. I was like, what?
No, I know. I know. I know. I'm the same way. I know. My brain is um oh man. I would say um well, sometimes oh my God. Now you've now my brain's infected. Okay, you go, Tosh.
Oh no. It's actually whatever song I'm playing at the time. Does that cheat? Does that count? Can I say that?
I guess
No, that
so.
doesn't count.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe not.
I mean, we've actually joked about this where we're like, no, this one's my favorite. No, this one's my favorite. Because I feel like, I mean, we've written so many different kinds of songs that have represented different, experiences and emotions and inspirations that, um, and I mean, honestly, when we play them live, like it shows too, like it changes like how we connect with the audience. And some people have shared with us like what the songs personally mean to them. So that really changes the meaning of the song then, and then that becomes my favorite that time. So yeah, it's really hard to say. I think I'm actually currently working on new Alice music. So I think for me, when I am putting the new music out into the world, I fall in love with the song that I'm working on. So I'm currently in love with the song that I am working on right now.
Ooh,
So,
stay tuned.
yes.
Well, I
Okay,
can't wait to hear that.
Yeah.
I've come up
Okay.
with a couple of answers. Okay.
All
I
right, let's hear
think
it.
one of the ones that I get super lost in is Time. I love
Mm.
playing that
Mm.
one. For some reason, it's not, especially live. I just get lost in all the guitars and stuff like that, and just the overall, just the vibe of it. So that's one of my favorite songs, Time. And I love the music video too.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
drones flying over in our in that big warehouse
Mhm.
in the 110-degree day
Oh my
that we
God.
shot that.
Yeah.
But it came out so cool. And then I think one of my favorite songs to play live is, even though it's not our own song, but it's Land of Confusion.
Mm.
Just from a
Hmm.
drumming standpoint, that one it just has so much room for doing fun, kind of bombastic fills and those hits, and love to go down. I don't know. That one is really fun to
Mhm.
play. We used to play it all the time. We play it a little less than we used to because we have so
Hmm.
much new stuff. But anytime we get to play it, I have such a good time with that one. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's my
That
official answer.
I love it. I love it. No, it's yeah, I mean it's as our catalog is growing, as we're writing more and more new music, and it's like we are having to like whittle it down because when we have like a limited amount of time that we can play at a show, I mean maybe one of those days we'll be able to like play all of the things, but yeah, we're
Mhm.
like, oh no, we have to cut this song. Like, what song are we gonna have to cut for this set, and how do we include all the things? So
Yeah, you get
yeah,
attached to songs. You're like, no, I want to
it's
keep playing
true.
this one.
It's true. Oh, it's interesting because so Sci Research. Hello to you and Anita. It's wonderful to see y'all. Anita really likes Perfectly Broken, both above and below.
Cool.
That's
I would,
awesome.
I
It's
like
good to
that.
hear that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite new songs. Absolutely. That's cool. I like that one. Yeah, I think both of them came out unique in a very unique way, and that's cool. I'm glad you like that one.
I
Um,
Yeah.
Perfectly
Yeah.
Broken is really fun. I have a memory of like something happened and I like just went into like an acoustic guitar solo on one of our shows on the last tour because
yeah.
I wasn't able to get to the keyboard in time for the bridge. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go or play some guitar right now. And
Full
that was so
acoustic.
awesome. It was so fun. And then it was like, all
Dude, it
right,
was
yeah.
so good. I remember you doing that, and everybody was like, "Whoa, that was cool." Just going off on the acoustic. We're like,
Mhm.
hell yeah.
Well, I think
Um,
what's awesome
yeah.
is the fact that Scott's roots is acoustic guitar, just like Gordon's roots is acoustic bass. It's upright. And so that's one of the things I personally love about Perfectly Broken is when Scott does bust out the acoustic guitar, because I'm like, yeah, so it's like you get to experience like that side of him that's actually his roots. Um, when there's room in the trailer, we're gonna start nudging Gordon for the
Yeah,
acoustic bass one of these
that's
days.
always fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it
one of the
has
few
happened in
songs we.
past tours, so
Yeah, with oh yeah, with
yeah.
the acoustic,
Yeah, the
the
best was
big
like
stand-up
Gordon.
bass.
Yeah, Gordon bringing a stand-up bass on tour with Mankind is Obsolete was like culminate Gordon Bash. You're like playing like industrial punk rock, and then he's like, "Oh, I got my stands up," and he's like standing on top of it, like swinging it around. I don't know.
How did you
We
guys
got to do
fit
it.
that on tour?
No,
I
I have
I
no idea.
I don't know. I really
Yeah,
don't. Like sometimes we've
I don't
done
know.
things where I'm like, I don't know how we did that.
Yeah,
Wow,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah, that was crazy. Like, I'm like, wow. Hmm.
that's
Um,
cool.
this is a really wonderful question from Doug. When you are falling in love with a song you are actively creating, is it more about fashioning perfection or about bringing forth and revealing its beauty? What a poetic way of putting that. Honestly, I've let go of perfectionism. Like, or at least I've tried to. I think it's in my roots. I come from classical music, so that's part of the ethos. But I feel like it is really about listening. It's like about like just listening to what the song wants to be, and then letting it go. And I find that our recordings are reflections of like these very specific moments in our chapter, but then how we play it live ends up changing. So I feel like Scott was mentioning this like solo that he busted out. Like I've experienced the band. I have the privilege of getting to play with these wonderful people every single night, and they never play the same song the same way twice. So I think it's just like it's like being present and in the moment. And when you're creating the new song, just being like, okay, in this moment, is it ready to go forth and flutter its little wings, or do we need to like shape it a little bit more? And then at some point, you just kind of let it go, and then a year later we're like, we could have done that differently, but whatever, we just recorded it and you know create the
Yeah,
next thing, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't even know.
yeah, you can't get too attached to it being perfect. You figure out that you listen, it's a point in time, and you have, and sometimes there's true inspiration, and it's just magical, and it just opens up, and you're like, okay, this is it. And other times you're working, you're like trying to work it, trying to work it, trying to work it,
Hmm.
and you're like, well, let's try it this way, let's try this. Well, let's do this. Different tempo. Okay, maybe this should be four on the floor. No, this should be halftime. No, let's do this more synth heavy. No, let's try this
Hmm.
rock heavy. And
Hmm.
you go through all these iterations. And the thing I find is obviously the ones that just open up, bloom immediately, and are obvious. Those tend to be the best songs. And the ones that we've tried to really try to work and redo and do that stuff, they tend to sometimes just kind of fall by the wayside, which is okay.
Hmm.
There's an idea
Yeah.
in there. It's a kernel. It never quite does. But at the same time, you just have to you just have to say, you know what? Let's put it out. It's done.
Yeah,
And that was a point in time. And then let's move to the next one. So I think we've gotten better about
yeah,
not being too
yeah,
perfectionistic. Also putting all that like through 13th hour when we were releasing a song every month, that really forced not just a song, but a video. So writing, recording, shooting video once a month. I
yeah,
mean, that's an incredible time kind of time constraint there, which is good because we got up to speed doing that. And some of the later stuff where we were just like, okay, we're writing, we're recording, we're putting it out. That stuff actually came out really good. Some of our best material came out of that. So, yeah,
Yeah, and I
yeah.
think that kind of uh, I don't want to use the word constraint, but it's sort of like a commitment in a very specific way. It really does force you to let go. So you're like,
yeah,
oh, that full moon's a coming. So for those of you that are new to us, 13th Hour album, we released a new song, like Steve mentioned, and a new music video every full moon. And we were touring heavily as well, so we would be on tour like shooting for the next video, while we were making the next song. Like we were in this constant like cycle of creation. And it is one of those things where it's like I remember for Upside Down, where like we I think we made the song, produced the video, like all of it within like a day. It was like
48
all
hours.
made in a day. Yeah, it was like a 48
Yeah.
hour like
Yeah.
time frame where like okay, we're just let it go. And like I think too it makes you go out of your head where you're like this comes from up like a very internal place. And it might not connect with everybody, but it might connect with somebody out there that can
Mhm.
relate to what you're saying, you know?
Totally. And then we're constantly looking around for creative. Like we go roll through a town that has like a real Western kind of vibe to Old West. And we're like, we have to shoot a video here. Okay, everybody out of the
Yeah.
van. Okay, let's set it up and shoot it. We're driving down some gorgeous road in the mountains. We're like, look at that, that scenery. Okay, everybody out of the van, pull over. Walking up, dragging instruments up hills, you know, and shooting and setting up and just shooting and being like, okay, cool. Next, it just opens your eyes, to creative opportunities.
And may I add also with our full theater makeup on, so like we're these like theater kids in full makeup. Like people are honking at us like while they're driving by. Like what are these guys doing?
Yeah.
Like,
That's always fun, especially when you're in like in remote, like desert regions, you know.
Yeah.
So
Driving up to
yeah,
mountains and snow, getting up into the snowy mountains to shoot,
oh,
and
that
then
was great.
realizing that you
yeah,
forgot your drumsticks.
That was awesome.
Like,
yeah. Fun little Easter egg there in Silent Night. If anybody wants to see that video again of
do you want
Steve
to
Yeah.
with
see me
his
Just
playing
look closely.
branches?
We've got some trees. I guess that's a good
Yes,
drumstick.
I mean, it works.
it
Totally
works.
works. Yeah, but I mean, I think that that whole experience, while it was really intense, was also very liberating because I think, it's like one of our intentions actually when we were putting together like the Breathe video is that we had worked with other artists in Algeria and in certain places that we've played and connected with people. It's like I feel like one of the things we wanted to kind of share is that there really is no restriction as an artist. Like you make do with what you have, with the
Yeah.
materials you have. Like a lot of our videos were actually shot on iPhone. So I mean we've evolved since then and we get to work with incredible artists. Like Steve was mentioning the Time video where we got to work with Taz Lamore. He was an
Hmm.
incredible director, using drones and really amazing equipment. But some of the videos that we shot, like in our earlier stages, like it was shot on an iPhone. And so yeah, it's like you can make the art no matter where you are, and with what you have.
Yep.
I was recently asked like what kind of equipment I use, and I use a pen and paper. That's my equipment of choice. So, yeah, nothing fancy for me, but like everybody has like their own ways and their own tools of creation. So, yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
yeah. Marvelite is asking, Alice, is Nyx in your store yet? I assume you mean like the plushie, and we are waiting to get our plushies all shipped to us. So that's in process, but we will let y'all know as soon as Nyx is with us. So
I
yes,
think
and then
I think they are being shipped, right?
yes, they're in the process. So we're just
So
waiting for
they're
them. Yeah.
en route.
The
Yeah.
little
Yes.
the little prototype
Yes.
dolls look so cool. They look
I
great.
love them so much. Yes.
Sitting in the
We
studio.
we actually had pins. Well, we do have pins. Here's one of them. They're so freaking cool.
Oh, look
I
at
don't know
that.
if I can. There
There
we
you
go.
go.
It's
Very cool.
seriously like it just came out so cool.
Hi,
So we
Nix.
did basically like a flash sale of these like last week, and then we sold out of them because um, a lot of them are already for the Kickstarter backers, and then we had like an extra bit we could put on sale, and we're just out of them. So I do have this one, but this is going to go to Kickstarter backer.
Hmm.
But yeah, thanks everyone for taking part in that, and yeah, that was like holy wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, those look
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, it's really amazing because did you show the back of the pin where it's like actually
Yeah,
like
yeah,
engraved? So
crazy.
because these were limited edition, and each one has its actual engraving of like which number it is. So yeah,
Yeah, let's
this
see if
one's
I could do that.
pretty special.
Um,
Oh, you're getting some love from Claudio. I was just playing for Dead on my drums. I'm a drummer and I really enjoyed it. Excellent work, Steve.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was
it's awesome.
so fun because we all get to just, yeah, rack on the floor toms. Bam, bam, bam.
yeah, it's sort of hard
Yeah.
to see.
Oh yeah, let's see it.
There we go. See, it's engraved. Each one has a number
Very cool.
and the
So
Alice
cool.
logo. So,
And then how about the
yeah,
card that it comes on?
yeah. This is just like a cool little backing card.
Very
Um,
cool.
this is a
Yeah.
this is what part of the designs that's actually in the vinyl art. Um,
Hmm.
that's part of the double vinyl. So I did some photography, and we got that. It's like blurry, but yeah,
Very cool.
came out cool.
Yes. And
That's a
oh,
vibe.
this is really cool, but Anthony Cataldo is saying, as a drummer, do you like to write? That's how I do.
Do I to write like as in writing music? I assume. Um, I love to take part in the writing process. Like I'm not one that is, sort of starting things from scratch, but I feel like one of my fortes is sort of almost arrangement, taking an idea and then going from there and sort of crafting it into a finished song. So that's where when we all get together and we're like, okay, we have this kernel here, we have these progressions, you have this lyric and melody idea, let's build it. And then for me, that's the really fun part is like, okay, let's take this and let's go here, kind of as a drummer. In some ways you get to set the like different levels. Like you can play very chill, and very in the pocket and set a groove, and then you can also become very big and bombastic. And it's sort of, you kind of almost direct songs, especially in the live setting and that kind of thing. So I feel like drummers really have to have a good sense of the different levels of the song, the arrangements and where it's going, the transitions, setting up that, well, everybody does, but really setting up that tension and then releasing the tension and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's where I feel like my strengths lie, or my interest lies. So I'm glad we
You
have
Cool.
other
also,
people in the band that
oh,
can come up with the original ideas and the progressions, and really start the process, really be the creative,
well,
forces. So,
I just wanted to give you props for your harmony, your sense of harmony and melody, Steve. Like
oh, thank
oftentimes
you.
when like everyone's working out, Tosh and Gordon, like working out vocal harmonies and stuff like that, like oftentimes Steve, you're the one who's like deciding like, oh, it should be this. I hear this. Like, oh no, that's not right. Like, let's try something like this. It's amazing. Like, and it's so cool because you play the drums like it's like your voice, and it's like both rhythmic obviously, and it plays into the melodies, and you form like tonal and harmonious counterparts just with your drums, so it's pretty
Mm.
awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the way distant past, I grew up playing piano, and then I also sang in at various vocal groups, including at one time a boy band. And I did all the vocal arranging. I was much, much younger, doing the singing and the dance moves, but I did all the
Dude.
vocal harmony arranging. So that's something that I love and pay attention to, and really have an ear for that.
Mhm.
So it's really cool to get to, even as a drummer, still tap that part of my brain, because we have it's so fun to hear, that's part of the thing about Alice, is all the harmonies, and we've gotten even broader, I'd say, in recent, recordings as far as harmonies going. I mean, 4 and 5 part kind of harmonies in some of the more recent stuff. So it's fun. Some of those buzz notes, some of the jazzy kind of chords that are in the vocals. That yeah, it's a really fun part of Alice. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love you know, it's I come from the choral world, and so like, you know, that's something I really appreciate is the fact that you have like this attunement to like the harmonies and how they fit together. And then well, when we work art out harmonies, like Scott was saying, like Steve really knows how to call it out. He's like, "Oh, we need to put a seventh in there, guys." Like I'm hearing the seventh, you know. I have yet to get Steve to wear the headset, but a girl can dream.
No, yeah, my voice. We'll leave that alone. It's all in here, but it's not. Yeah. But yeah, back in the day, I used to be able to sing, but it's been a long time.
I beg to differ, but yes,
Oh
I
my gosh.
understand. No, but I also really like so in our track listing and also in our set list, like Steve is actually very, very at the forefront of like, okay, this is the flow of the songs as they're pieced
Mhm.
together. Because I feel like you have like a really deep sense of the pulse and like the energy of the songs and so like actually when you look at the As Above So Below track listing, like that was a lot of Steve's work. So, yeah, like I
It's like
just
putting
it's like
together a set, like a
yeah.
live set. Yeah, it has to kind of go places. And so there's something to be said about crafting a set where, I feel like it's always good to come out kind of well in our live set we sort of introduce everybody through End of Times, kind of one by one everybody comes in and get to see that.
Mhm.
And then we tend to hit, really get the dial the energy up, and then it's kind of like a, up and down, and it's kind of a journey, and then towards the end really sort of take it off, and then we like to finish with Love Is Forever, a little more reflective. You kind of leave feeling good, and sort of a little more reflective. And I can think of countless artists that I see a lot of live shows and stuff, and boy, the ones where the set's really crafted, they stick with you, where there's a
Oh
kind of a
yeah.
story. And there's just something to be said rather than just playing all your hit songs, whatever it is, you know, when it really vibes, there's something powerful about that. So anyway,
Oh yeah.
that's really fun.
Yeah.
Some of my
Yeah.
favorite live concerts are, some like my favorite bands. Like I'll see a band like Massive Attack, or I
Yeah.
saw we saw Tears for Fears. Remember that? I like
Yeah. Dude, they are
somehow
so
I was
good
like
live.
working crew for that. I got
Yeah.
somehow that was cool. But
In Santa Barbara, right? Yep.
yeah, yeah. But their set was amazing. But it's like you see these legendary bands, and when you go to watch a band like, you know, any one of those bands, like their live sets are a journey. It's like watching a movie. You're just sitting
Yeah.
engaged the whole entire time. Like you're just like, I'm not moving from this spot.
Yeah.
And it's just like the best thing in the world. And that's what we try to create with our live shows.
Yes.
Whether like whatever venues we're playing, we're like, let's make this like a journey. Let's bring people in and try to create that same feeling, because that's what we all personally love about live music, I think,
Yeah.
um, is that feeling.
Oh yeah. Inspiration derived. I mean, that's one of the main ways I get inspired is by seeing other, really great bands. I
Yeah.
went and saw one of the best shows I ever saw in my whole life was U2 at the Sphere when they were playing there. I mean, you talk about a crafted kind of story, and the sound and the visuals are so great. And I mean, by the end of it, I literally looked around and people were crying. I think like there were tears coming down,
Wow.
Mm.
sort of streets have no name, but it wasn't just out of the blue. It was because of the way they crafted the show, how
Mhm.
got super big at the beginning, and then they really brought it down, and then towards the end, and then all the scenery, they had this beautiful desert scenery, and just it became like a real experience, like immersive. I don't want to say religious, but like
Yeah.
powerful, immersive experience. And I looked around, I had a tear in my eye, and I looked around and people were streaming. And it was like, okay,
Mm.
this is what it's about right here. And obviously, we're not playing a billion
Right.
dollar, venue, but we try and at least recreate that in some way, in our small way, in whatever club we're at with our lights and the crafting the
Totally.
set. Just so that's super inspiring.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just, I don't know, I feel like, when all of us we obviously love live music. We love to tour, we love to play shows, we love to watch other bands, play. That's part of the joy. And I just really love, just getting to feel just the presence, and the vibrations and this energy that just, I don't know, I feel like there's just nothing like it, when you have like this live moment, and when you get to go to another artist show, and listen to their music that's, has really touched people, like you were sharing with you too, where it's like it's a very, very special place in your heart,
Mhm.
yeah, there's just really, it's like its own very, very magical, special thing, I think, that exists in its own realm,
No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool because I'm seeing some people in the chat here that have, seen us live. It's amazing that we're getting to like connect with y'all in this virtual space.
Yeah.
Some of y'all haven't
Yeah,
gotten to see us live, but I really appreciate that you're here, sharing yourselves with us. It's just such a joy. We love doing these streams together.
no
You're
doubt.
getting some props for your Deftones shirt,
Ah,
Steve.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
Deftones. Another great live band.
Yes.
Oh man, if you ever get a
That's a
chance
band
to
I
see
never
them.
seen live,
You
but I
haven't?
need to see
Oh
them.
man.
Yeah.
Abe
Yeah, I'd love to
Cunningham,
see.
for the drummers out there, they know.
Yeah.
Cunningham, their drummer is beyond. He is so good. He hits so hard, but he has such a finesse to him. He brought such a yeah, a finesse to heavy rock music that a lot of it's not just bombastic. It's a lot of subtlety in there too. A lot of ghost notes, a lot of very cool
Hmm.
different um yeah,
Textures, probably. Yeah.
textures, grooves, and yet he hits really hard. And Chino Moreno, man, as a lead singer, gets up there and just brings it, even nowadays. I mean, and it's
Yeah.
interesting, they have a lot of new fans. They have a lot of young fans.
Hmm.
I know of, um my girlfriend's nieces who are 13, 14 years old are super into the Deftones. And I'm like, how is, like, really? But there's something, something very
Like
cool that transcends that.
multi-generational. Yeah.
Multi-generational there. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I think like there's a handful of bands that'll do that, and it's so cool when you see it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think, and I'm seeing some really cool bands that are listed in the chat, like Massive Attack and
Oh yeah, man.
Portishead. So
Yes.
cool. Yeah, those are some
Very
great
cool.
ones for sure. Yeah.
It's not Portishead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have never seen Massive Attack. I feel like that's
Oh,
a
they're
band I
so
need to
good.
see. You guys saw them, right?
So good.
I've
Yeah.
seen there. So there's some bands that you're like, I have to experience it again and again and again. And Massive Attack is definitely one of those bands. What's so cool is that they have different lineups with their different tours. So it's like, again, the show is never the same. So it's very cool to see like you know, the different lineups and stuff. But a lot of the same songs. It's awesome. Yeah. Matt Harsha is saying you mentioned the lights in your venues, and that was one of the things that impressed me from the beginning of watching your shows live. Very elaborate and engaging. That's Steve
Cool.
magic. That's all Steve.
The
Yeah,
light
Steve
the
played.
lighting is the same as the drumming, right? I mean, it's all just
Yeah,
rhythmic kind of and setting levels, just like with drumming, setting big, bright,
Yeah.
crazy, bombastic things and then bringing it way down. It's all comes from the same place. So I'm glad you liked it. It's a really fun part of you know, um, our setup of our one of the many artistic directions we go in, I guess.
What's really fun, I think, is the fact that each one of us is really passionate about certain things. And for Steve, it was lights. So I just remember when he went down the rabbit hole and he was getting really inspired by different things, and he was just like, "Oh, I have this idea," and we'll create a new song, and Steve will be like, "Oh, I already see the lights for it," and it's so
Yeah.
cool. Like, yeah,
Yeah, again, it comes from seeing live music and becoming, inspired by a lot of the bands that and artists that we see, and then trying to recreate it in our own little way in the club.
Yeah.
yes,
We're like, imagine what this would look like in Madison Square Garden.
yeah. Doug is saying, uh, I wonder what an Alice show in an arena or billion-dollar venue will look like. I believe it can.
Yes, let's go.
Hmm.
Alice
Let's
You
Sphere.
go.
never
Let's
know.
Yeah.
go. Oh man, can you imagine?
Whoa.
Oh,
Something
hi.
just happened.
Hi, Tosh. Oh, there she go. Bye, Tosh.
Did we lose Tosh? Oh, hold on. Dun, dun. The screen's all
Yeah.
weird, so I apologize for that. Let me fix that really quick. Um, okay, we got me and you right now, Steve.
Yeah, I mean,
So
playing big arenas is always, I feel like we keep that in mind. That's what we're always kind of thinking about when we're doing these songs or we're coming up with different things. Like I feel like that's where our mindsets are. We're like, what would this be like in a
yeah,
huge venue in a big arena?
exactly. Yeah.
That's kind of the frame comes, and then we're like, then we come into the club with all our lights and all our gear, and we're like,
Oh
let's
yeah.
do this. And
Yeah.
inevitably we we have all our gear unloaded, and people inevitably every single day somebody comes up and says, "You guys have a lot of stuff." And we're like,
Yeah,
"Yes, we do."
we're usually timing to like guess when the first time someone says like, "Oh, you guys got a lot of stuff." We're like, "Okay."
We're like, and
Like they
time.
did it. Yeah.
It was
But
four
we
minutes.
love it though. It's like I
Yeah,
don't know, it's
it's great.
crazy.
And
So it
people,
yeah, yeah,
it tidies up very, very well because we do bring a lot
yeah,
of gear on the road for the,
yeah.
size places. Well, we play all different sizes. I mean, sometimes we play a lot bigger stages, and sometimes we're packed into a little club, and we're like, we'll make it work either way, you know? If
Yep.
it's a bar, we'll still bring it. And we've played some very little stages where we're having to crawl under, in DC. I remember that show where I mean, we were trying to like crawl under instruments and keyboards to even get on the stage and get it in.
Hmm.
But we'll still, it all, it breaks down. It can become very compact setup.
Yeah.
So, we'll
It's
make
helpful
it.
to have extra help on the road too. Like
Yeah.
we started bringing just almost like a stagehand, but like roadie slash awesome person,
Tech. Yeah.
tech slash
All the things.
mixing engineer slash tour
Yeah. Yeah.
manager.
Yeah.
Yes,
Adam was
shout out to
amazing.
Bus
Adam.
driver.
Adam is amazing. Adam
Yeah.
is like when I announce him, I'm always like Adam, who is our superhero of all the things. Yes, yeah, because as the guys were mentioning, like we have a lot of gear, and the reason for that, like, I mean, we've done stripped down shows. Like Scott and I did like an acoustic duo tour last year, which some of y'all, like Matt, you were there for the St. Louis. Or, I don't remember. Were you there for the acoustic show? Anyway, we've
Matt
done like
Patrick.
we've done some stripped down shows, but like when we have the full experience, it's like we want to be able to bring the fullest expression of what we've been creating. We had a friend who was joking around with us who was like, "You bring the stadium to the dive bar," and like
Like,
we're like, "Well,
thank you.
thank you." But I mean, it's like if we're for us, like sometimes getting to certain cities is a rarity, and we try to get out there as much as we can, but like we want to bring the best that we can possibly bring in the moments that we have to us. So like, if we're able to like play in St. Louis, we want people to be able to experience like the full show that we can bring. So it's like three-part harmony, like the full lineup. and that continues to grow. Like we're always envisioning, like more and more of like what we can bring. So yeah,
And sometimes you never, I mean, sometimes the smaller places have the best vibe. Sometimes
Oh
we'll
yeah.
yeah,
play where it's packed and there's a lot of people and there's a real energy in there, and we're like, wow, that was even more powerful than playing the big stage or the festival or whatever. They
For
all have
sure.
their own, plus, pluses and minuses and all that. But yeah, you never really know where when you show up. You walk and you say, okay, this is a pretty small venue, this is a pretty small stage, but we'll make it work. And then 3 hours later, you're like, yes, that was
Hmm.
freaking awesome.
Hmm.
So
I
yeah,
mean, I've talked
always
to
worth
some.
it to bring it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just I've talked to some people who've played really like arenas or like huge venues, and sometimes they're like, man, I miss playing the clubs. I miss playing like the small theaters because when you're playing those really big stages, there's such a huge gap between the stage and the crowd. Like some people, they're like, I can't even see the crowd. Like I don't even know that they're if they're there or not. So I'm just playing, and it's awesome. But it's like, a lot of these people, they're like, I miss playing the smaller shows. But obviously, it's like playing a huge arena or a venue to like a large crowd is always, that's definitely like a bucket list, And I feel like
Yeah.
that would be so cool to do. So,
No
yeah.
doubt.
I mean, we had
mhm.
the experience of playing Anime Expo several years, and
Yeah.
that's at the LA Convention Center, and we were in front of like I don't know, maybe 5,000 people, and it was one of those like it's very surreal. It was my first time with an experience of a jumbotron where you look around and you're like, oh, that's me. That's strange. I should not look behind me. But like and it's strange because you'd think in that like in a room that big with that many people it would seem enormous, but actually when you're on the stage it feels smaller. I don't know if it's like it's small, and but I feel like what I really love is seeing people's eyes, and like I do love the intimate, the more
Mhm.
intimate shows as well. I think there's like joy in all of it. Like there's something amazing
Mhm.
about like when you have like big production shows and you have like a full team of people that you get to work with versus like when
Yeah.
it's just, everything is in a smaller capacity. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, I think, either way. But
Yeah, playing the bigger venues and bigger shows and with that is awesome too in some ways. A lot of times
For
the
sure.
sound in those places
Oh my
are
God.
are
Yeah.
really beefed up. So we're doing the sound checks and hitting the kick drum and it's just like boom, boom, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's my favorite.
yes, let's go.
Yeah.
And
yes,
then
Yeah.
yes.
it's like
I always, you
yeah,
know, I was going to mention, like, I always know if there's going to be good sound based on that first kick drum test.
yes,
If the sound engineer dials it in and you know what it's supposed to sound like, everyone's like, all right, this is going to be a good show. Like, that's it.
yes.
I know
That's
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I start playing the toms and I hear the toms coming through the PA. I'm like, okay, it's on. Let's go.
Mhm.
Um, so there's something very cool about that. And then there's that middle ground, which may be my favorite, where we play a club that has a kick-ass sound system, but is also and a fairly big stage, but is also small enough that we can really connect with people. That
For
might be
sure.
the real sweet
Yeah.
spot there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful. Dusty Chalk is saying, when you're
Hey,
on
Dusty.
stage and all you see are the eyes, do you see them as ocean waves reflecting the moonlight or stars? Oh,
Mm,
that is beautiful. Oh, I don't even want to
Dusty.
answer that. I just wanted to let the question just like
Yeah.
simmer. It's so
Yes,
beautiful.
Yeah. That's
Can
like
I use that
poetic
as a can I
question.
I know, can
that
I
is
use that as a
poetic.
lyric?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's a good lyric
So
right there.
Ooh,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for your beautiful question.
Yeah. That's good.
Yes. Yeah. I'm seeing some people who are new to our chat. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. Welcome to our little community here. Lovely to see y'all. People are asking about shows in Japan or New
oh,
York City. East Coast, like Baltimore. Yes, these are all places we absolutely would love to either return to. We have played in New York. We haven't played in Baltimore, but we've played in DC. And we haven't played in Japan, but that's a dream bucket list for sure.
Yeah,
So,
let's definitely do that one
Oh,
for sure.
let's
yes,
go to
Let's
Japan.
go. Let's go.
yes.
Mhm.
I'm like, yes, sign us up, please.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
go.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're we're really wanting to like finalize all of the as above so below elements. So like finishing up the lyric book. We still have like the live album that we want to
Mhm.
finish. So that was the recording that we did here in LA as our final show of last tour. And so, like Clint, I saw him in the chat. It was just so great to see you. Clint's going to be helping to put together the footage. He was directing and heading up the actual visual part, and then Scott's going to be mixing that. So it's all such a deep process, and we just appreciate everyone's patience as we've been putting it together. Yeah, it's
And then new songs and new recordings too. Getting
mm-hmm,
Yep.
started with those too. So
yeah,
Yep.
a lot on the horizon, a lot of
A lot to
on the
do.
plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
hopefully
And yeah.
we're carving out some time to do a lot of that stuff, and then hopefully get back out and do some more live shows. But
yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah.
was gonna say, also like the vinyl, we're going to be
Oh yeah.
watching the vinyl pressing in person pretty soon, I think. This week they're
Nice.
supposed to let us know. So hopefully fingers are crossed, there's no other like backups on it. But either this week or next at the latest, they'll be like, all right, let's get you guys in so you could watch this whole thing, watch the wax being pressed, and it's gonna be so amazing.
That's cool. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Final, our first final.
Our
Seriously.
first vinyl.
Yeah.
I know it's amazing. We're so grateful that y'all made it possible.
Yes. It
Yeah.
was from y'all that is the
Hmm.
reason we can do it. So we are so thankful.
Yeah. Yeah. Putting it vinyl together is like such a big, it's a huge thing because it's so much like heftier in resource than a CD. And in a lot of ways, like it's costs a lot more to make a vinyl.
Hmm.
And then there's a lot more real estate on the actual art. So like Scott's been heading that up in terms of putting together the art. And so it's just a very big process. The mastering, like the actual audio, is different on vinyl than it
Completely
is.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. It's a process. We got some learning. This is good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's actually really informed what our next set of work is going to be because we're doing a follow-up double, which is an as within so without. And that's going to be covers on one side and originals on the other. And in learning, what we did with As Above, So Below, I think we're like, okay, here are things that we've learned and we can like apply to our next set
For
of,
sure.
songs.
Yeah.
It's all a process.
It
Builds
is.
on
It
itself.
is. Yeah. Like I know, Steve, you just finished setting up your drum studio, your new setup.
Yeah, retooling a lot of my studio at home. So very stoked getting some really good drum sounds. re I I reheaded all the drums that I own, both top and bottom, changed up the heads and did a lot of retuning, different kinds of tuning and that kind of thing. I have about 5 different snare drums that I got completely teched out, and they're now sounding so good. And then I retooled the actual recording process as well. Have some new preamps and some new I guess pathways through Pro Tools and different ways of processing and all that. So I'm really stoked to start recording some new stuff and hearing how it all sounds. And
Yeah.
Scott,
So
obviously, you do all
exciting.
the amazing mixing and making the drum sound
Oh, thanks, man.
huge.
Dude.
So looking forward to see how what you do with it too, where you take it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, like, just like the sounds you always record are always so good. So it's easy, I'm like, all right, what fun thing can I like make the mix? Like, because it's always a matter of like, all right, what's the choice to make heard, like the things that is most heard, you know. So having a really good, like amazing drum room sound to me is like the foundation, you know, or like good overheads where you have like you could just feel the drums like they're in front of you, you know. So yeah,
Yeah,
I love it.
no
I love
doubt.
it.
Yeah, I think it makes all the difference too because I feel like, it's like I think there's so many different approaches to drums, right? And the recording of drums and songs, but like I love that even the electronic sounds are sounds that you came up with actually playing it. Like you have an electronic kit and you've actually played that and you really hone in on the sound of it. And I think that's amazing because I'm like I feel like there's an art to it to really understanding like, the actual sound of each drum that you're hitting, you know?
Yeah, I mean it can be a challenge, and Scott, you can speak with this even more than I can. The melding of the electronic sounds with the live sounds. And
Totally.
I mean, because the electronics are awesome. I love electronic drums. I mean, I to me they sound so great. They're so warm and big and just
Hmm.
juicy. And then to be able then to bring in that live sort of energy that the live drums bring in, but then to meld the two together. I mean, that's where you really shine, Scott. So props to you on
Oh,
that,
dude, thank you.
because it is not easy to make those things sit well together, and a lot of times, on top of one another,
Yeah,
and
no, it's not
um,
easy.
so yeah,
Hmm.
so so props to you for that.
Well, in my mind, like drums bring life to any song. You know, it's like you could have sterile, electronic, completely robotic sounding electronic drums, which like by themselves are cool, but like they might not have as much life. But like when you bring in like live, someone playing a live instrument, it like brings like a third and fourth dimension to the music, you know, where so that's to me, it's like the drums bring the depth, like it brings like
Mm,
something that's wide and far. And like you got
mm.
electronic elements, they take up these little spaces, you know, and this just like I've sort of visualized it like as a thing in my head that is like has everything has space. So and the drums
Cool.
occupy the girthy space, like sort of that goes all the way to the back, you know.
Yeah.
So
Oh man,
yeah.
that's a cool way to, yeah, an actual visual kind of representation
Hmm.
of that. I could I could see that. That's a very cool and you know uh analogy, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's something that I really am appreciating about the vinyl because when we were doing a listening of the vinyl, like, gosh, I mean, I just think that there's just nothing like when you actually can feel the live energy and the live elements and like
Hmm.
it's like it feels like it's very dynamic. So like Scott's saying, it's not a robotic sound. It's not just like a here's the sound of a tom. It's like no, you actually feel the the round the roundness. I don't even know how
Yeah,
to put it in a word.
there's around
Hmm.
us. There's a kind of a
Yeah,
warmth to the vinyl, the mastering of the vinyl, and just the
Hmm.
physics of playing an actual album that helps it kind
Yeah,
of gel. It's a different experience, listening to it in that way.
yeah,
for sure.
Um,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because like we've lived with these songs for so long, and we produced our own CDs, and it's out on digital streaming as well. But like, the first time we all sat down and listened to the vinyl, like the songs back to back, we were like, whoa. It's a whole different experience, and really
Yeah.
brought us back to like the root of it all. Where we're like, wow, oh my gosh, do you hear the crackle of the vinyl, like
Yeah,
in the in betweens, and yeah, yeah, I love how it feels very alive in that way.
Hmm.
it really does. Yeah, it's like almost like it was meant to be like that, you know. I don't
Mm,
know. It sounds like it should sound.
yeah.
Jimmy Cassell is saying, I've been to festivals and small venues with top name bands. Y'all are the best indie band I've ever heard, being biased since
Aw,
I'm an 80s kid and that electronic
yes.
sound, drums are the heartbeat.
Yeah,
Yes, that
nice,
80s.
nice.
Yeah, we definitely get a lot of inspiration from 80s. Um,
Yeah.
but also modern stuff too. So we're
Yeah.
kind of all over the
Yeah.
place. But yeah, there's an 80s uh yeah, uh, yeah, undercurrent.
Yeah, we definitely get inspiration from like different eras, you know, like and different styles. It's really fun to bring it all together. And there's certain things that I really appreciate about like I don't know, just electronic music across the board. Like I personally love like live electronic music, so like I never had a chance to see Pink Floyd, but from the videos that I've seen, I was like, wow, look at those synths, and they just seeing the actual like creation and the playing and all of that and like how they bring it together. Same with Massive Attack, like bringing it back to Massive Attack. It's just there's like multiple synths on stage and it's
Yeah.
incredible to watch these, all the sounds like merging together. So inspiring. Ryben actually is asking us, I love this question. Just curious, do you have an album, artist, or song that you can say changed your life and opened your eyes to a whole new experience?
Mm.
Hmm. I I mean, like, I could go if you guys. Do you guys have
Yeah,
anything?
go for it.
Please, please go for it.
Oh, okay. Well, music and albums that changed my life was like formative years. Like, as I was growing up, I heard a lot of stuff because my parents were into a lot of like eclectic music and a lot of rock music and blues music. But they were really into Pink Floyd, so I was exposed to that, and and then I got turned on to like being a '90s kid, like a lot of the bands coming up during the grunge period. So
Yeah.
there was like Nine Inch Nails got me into like the industrial electronic sounding music, which I went down the rabbit hole, and then there was also Nirvana, there was Pearl Jam, like all those bands like really influenced me to want to just play the guitar. And then
Yeah.
so that was definitely like formative and a very influential time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would say for me, I would say that yeah, I can divide it into the music and then also the drumming.
Mm.
So for the drumming aspect, it's a little out of left field, but it's a drummer named Calvin Rogers playing a song called "Rain on Us," and he's gospel drummer. He's like the it go-to gospel drummer, and I was taking drum lessons in New York City, and my drum teacher said, "Hey, check this out," and that it it changed my drumming world. I literally went from, I took a right hand turn as soon as I heard that. I could not, and it changed my drumming style. It's a very sort of tom heavy, um, very bombastic kind of uh, powerful kind of style of drumming. If anybody ever wants to look up Calvin Rogers, Rodgers, he's got tons of YouTube videos and all that stuff. He is a beast. So that was for me. And then, gosh, growing up, I mean, yeah, going back to the '80s. I mean, for
Mhm.
me, like Depeche Mode. That was my first concert. Music for the Masses. That record was huge for me growing up. I mean, I wore that out, and I was eighth row. Dave Gahan threw a towel. I remember that, and it came right to us. Me and my buddies that were there, um, and that was like formative experience for just the. You were talking about the synths, huge synths. I never
Mm.
knew synths could sound that big, and it was in an arena. I had no it was like a formative experience. I'm like, I need more of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. I think I have so many I can list.
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head, recently I actually saw Aurora, um, and I think, I mean, not only is her voice just like otherworldly, I just love that she's just so herself and so unique, and just is. I love the courage to just be who she is, and that inspires me as an artist to just be like, okay, well, whatever you put out in the world is who you are, and to just embrace it, quirks and all, and I just love that vulnerability. I
Mm,
really loved watching Lisa Gerard. She's a singer for Dead Can Dance. Like she is the most still performer I think I've ever witnessed.
Hmm.
She's so still, but her voice
mm,
just like filled. I saw her at the Hollywood Bowl, and it was just like otherworldly. It just complete. I just felt transported from just the vibrations and the stillness. Like it just made me feel very present. I really love Maynard, the singer of Tool, as well for that reason. And I love their show because I just feel like I'm really into like visionary art that really transports you and shifts reality, and that's kind of how it felt when I got to be at a Tool show, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
didn't we go together? I think we went together.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
did we?
yes.
Mm,
Yes, it was a band outing. We love going to shows together. We're actually
Yeah.
going to Bad Omens actually next month,
Yes.
so I'm
Next
excited
month.
yeah,
for
that'll be
that.
fun.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
That's
yes.
gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
it's important to watch the
yeah,
music,
Hmm.
you know,
yes,
more than just
yes,
get to shows.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, because it's like, it's wonderful to get to express and to get to perform your own music as well. But like, I just feel like it comes from the root of just like the true love of live music. And I just it's so inspiring to get to like experience other artists expressions and be
Mm.
inspired. And yeah, for sure. And the community, it's so wonderful. Like I just love the live music community. I mean, y'all in the chat, you're there with us. I love that we've gotten to share the live music
Hmm.
community together. So yeah. I am seeing some mention of Susie Sue,
Oh
Gary
yeah.
Newman.
I
Oh,
saw
Gary Newman.
yeah.
Susie in the
Uh,
Banshees back, yeah, back in the day. I think first
really?
Lollapalooza.
Wow,
I think
Wow.
it was one. I think it was one. Lollapalooza one. I think that she
that's
played.
amazing.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. Oh, and Scott, you're getting some love from Radio Salad Studios. Scott is your own personal Tom Schultz. He did all of the engineering for Boston. Absolute genius. It's awesome what
Oh,
Scott does for your band.
oh,
Hmm.
I love that.
thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Genius.
Yes. That's awesome. Um, oh, and Cheshire Cat, thank you so much for your donation. We really, really appreciate your support.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate that. Yeah. For those of you who are in the inner circle, after our stream, we'll be doing a little tea time. So we're looking forward to getting to share that time together.
Yes.
Yeah, if y'all have any more questions, I think I saw earlier in the chat somebody was asking if we have our album available. And yes, actually we do. We do have both our CD, which can be shipped out, and our vinyl. And the vinyl, hopefully, like Scott mentioned, will be ready in a few weeks. I'm hoping
Yeah.
we'll find out. Like we're waiting for the pressing plant.
Yeah.
But it's all available online. So yeah,
Mhm.
thank you for being willing to support us and to experience our music together. Yes,
Yes. Tea time coming soon. Yes.
yes,
Nice.
yeah,
Awesome. All right.
yeah.
Oh, there was actually one more question I wanted to answer. Cheshire Cat asked in our Discord. Um, he's asking, what kit did you have when you were making your first recordings? So I thought that's sort of a really cool question. Do we have time to answer that, Tosh, or
Yes,
should we
please,
hold off?
please, please.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Which
Uh, what did you use back in the day, Steve, when you were starting to record?
well,
Like what?
very
Yeah.
very for I wonder if he means in the early Alice or just in general. I mean,
Oh, right. Yeah.
I my very first drum set was like an old Ludwig that I bought from a neighbor. My mom surprised me when I was probably like 10, 12 years old or something like that. And I walked in the garage and it was there set up and I just like
Dude, that's
fell over. I
awesome.
was like, what? Um, I've been pretty much most recently, I had a Pearl kit, customs like a maple kit that I was using for a while early on, and then I kind of switched over to DW. And I think 13th Hour was mostly all a DW collector series, which is a maple kit. That's the one I use live. It's a bluish, really nice midnight glass is what they call it.
Mhm.
That one sounds great, and honestly may go back to using that for some of the
Yeah, it's a good
recordings.
one.
I think electrical is recorded on that.
Mhm.
And then I have a newer drum kit. It's also DW. It's a birch kit. That's in my studio sort of setup. Doesn't get broken down or anything like that. And birch wood has a little more warmth to it, and a little less resonance. But it's still resonant, so it's still good for the actual tones and stuff. So that's the what I've used on some of the more like the most recent stuff. So
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll see. I may go back to the live drum kit for these next batch recordings because I just love that kit.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
cool.
cool because like Steve has his kit that he uses when we're on tour, and then his recording kit. And then you also have those electronic pads as well,
Hmm.
that you incorporate, which is very cool. Like I love when you do it all together. I'm like, whoa, it's
Yeah,
amazing to
it's
hear.
amazing.
Yeah,
Switching
and
back and
feel.
forth.
Yeah, it's very
And then I have
cool.
my and then I have my old drum set that that can get wet because I don't use it anymore in
That's right.
say
Like
electrical
electrical.
shoot where we have just
Hmm. Or in the
streams
snow
of
or
water
whatever.
dumping on it.
Yeah.
I think that was one of my all-time favorite shots is like literally you hit the drums and the water just goes pew and I'm just like,
Yeah, we're all
"Yes, it's
choking on the
epic."
water.
Yeah. It's so good. Yes, we all have our instruments that we have to get wet for video shoots.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh, were there any other questions that I skipped? I'm so sorry if I skipped any in the chat. I hope we got to most of them.
I
Um,
think we got a bunch. So,
yes,
you know.
yes. Yeah, well, thank you so much again for hanging out with
Mhm.
us. It's been such a joy.
Thank
We
you.
always love to get to do this together, and yeah, yeah, we'll be doing another one in March. I'm doing a series called Unwritten Rules of the Road almost every Sunday myself. I got to interview Daniel Graves from Aesthetic Perfection last week. The week before, somebody mentioned Gary Newman. I actually got to interview the guitarist for Gary Newman, and that was incredible. But it's like a fun series that we've been exploring other artists and the live
Mhm.
music community. Like, I'm actually going to be interviewing, sorry, the head of Metropolis Records as my first stream in March. And this coming week, I'll be interviewing Curse Mackey, who just wrote a book. And he toured a lot with like Martin Atkins and a bunch of other artists. Also, I think he worked with Gary Newman as well. But yeah, he's an incredible artist. But yes,
Yeah, it's a very
we
cool series that you're doing. I mean, really getting behind the scenes, unwritten rules of the road. Like, what is it that, how did you get your start? How did your career kind of evolve? And then how do you get through the rigors of touring? What are your secrets? And it's
Mm.
really applicable. Anybody who's doing any sort of music, any sort of artistic industry, you really gain a lot of little pearls. It's very cool. It's kind of the
yeah.
Tim Ferriss of live music,
Yeah, it's
exploring.
really great.
It's been really amazing and inspiring to get to chat with all these wonderful humans who are just incredible. Yeah, and I've seen some of y'all in the chat like joining us. So, but yeah, that's something we do every Sunday. But we'll be doing another one of these Alice streams in March. But yeah, just wanted to thank y'all again for your incredible support. It's always such a joy. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your February and week. And yes, to our wonderful inner circle, we'll be seeing y'all shortly for tea time.
Yes, we'll see you soon.